Welcome back to the Ready to Love Season 4, Episode 13 Reunion Show Part 1 Review. This is Couples Couch with
Pat.
And I'm Cam. That was a lot to say.
Yeah.
So, before we talk about the reunion show Part 1, or Part 1 to the reunion show, however you like to hear it, we just want to say we're back. We kind of snuck away without any... You're not back.
I'm
just
physically here.
I know. I'm mentally still on vacation too. It's the summertime. There's a lot going on. So forgive us if we were...
MIA.
That's the word.
Don't forgive me. I'm not. Don't forgive me. I'm sorry, but I was gone purposely.
No,
and I'm not mad about it.
And I usually give an update, and I just couldn't even get my brain to put together an update to say we were about to sneak away for a second to just live, like not have to worry about.
It really all just
shows.
snuck up. It was like your birthday is like the week of. It's like, oh my God.
June 26th, and
then we had Juneteenth. This we didn't know about. So
then we had that, and then we had Father's Day.
Yep.
And then 4th of July. We did not account for all these special occasions at the same time when these Ready to Love reviews are hitting, and those obviously took priority. For us. And then I have family coming in town from Orlando in the next week. So I know we're going to want to be spending time with them too. So yeah, there's just a lot going on. It's the summertime. So
it's the summertime after a year of COVID.
So like we out here.
Anytime we can get out and not be around people, I'm all for it.
So we were all for it. We were at the Humphreys Lake House just having the best time ever. So yeah. So we're back, so we could at least give you, we went this far with Ready to Love, so let's just finish this out. This is like a bad, a bad relationship. I didn't
watch like y'all on a cruise,
right?
And y'all broke up the second day on a 5-day cruise. You got 3 days,
so we just got to finish this out.
No, but I went back and we watched it yesterday.
Yes, we watched.
I totally
12.
Forgot everybody.
Yeah. Me too.
Everybody's
I couldn't remember Jace's name for nothing. Okay, so we watched episode 12 and we watched episode 13, which is part 1 to the reunion show. So let's recap episode 12. Super, super high level overview because we did not do a full review on that. So let's get into that really, really fast. So the recap to episode 12, the couples, the final 4 couples or singles, I don't know how to call it, they were scheduled to meet each other's families. So each person was to meet up with each other's family, and apparently they all went well. From what I saw in the episode, every meetup went well with the family members. No one had any beef. No one had any cause
Anybody
for
can
concern.
fake it for 15 minutes.
I
mean, y'all had lunch dates, and I didn't even see drinks get served.
I didn't see chips or salsa come out.
No appetizers,
you
nothing. Y'all sat
you
down.
Don't even get the chips or salsa.
You sat down. Hey, so how do you? How you gonna take care of her? Well, blah, 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 blah. All right, it was nice to meet you. I really feel good about that person. I feel like we connected. Like you met him for 5 minutes.
Waitress come back in. Can I take your drink order?
Nah, we won't be needing no drinks today.
So that's how fast these meetups were. So no one had enough time to have any beef with each other because it went by that freaking fast.
Yeah, you want to meet somebody's family, especially for us.
Yeah.
Like, go to a family barbecue. That's where you have
time. They got time today.
No one-on-one or sister and friend versus... No, let the family get at you. Yeah. Let that aunt that don't like nobody get at you.
Let Uncle Matt come and start talking
to you. Like, let's see what this person really is.
Exactly. So no one had any beef from what we can tell. At the end of that episode, each couple or each single met up with their potential person at a park to tell them whether or not they wanted to start a relationship or go their separate ways. So Joelle and Vernisha were first up. They both said yes to starting a relationship. That's how they closed their scene out. Amber and Chris both said yes to starting a relationship. AJ and Kyra. AJ said yes to starting a relationship. Kyra says, although she likes AJ, she isn't sure she knows him well enough to start a relationship. So her answer was it's a no for her, bruh.
Translation, I only stuck around because Jason didn't pick me.
And I just need a clarification session with Jason. Yeah. Since y'all gonna allow me to have it.
Yeah, since y'all appease my request.
Yeah.
Let me get another date after he already told me he don't want to date me.
And lastly, Liz and Jason both said yes. She was acting like she was married at the end to me. She was like, Mama, I got a man, Mama, I'm bringing him home. And I'm like, all he said was, yeah, he'll kick it with you.
And that's why you 47 years old.
That's all
and you're single.
Said.
This is why
he'll kick it with you.
Every time some dude want to go on more than 3 dates with you, you start making wedding plans.
So we watched 12 full episodes to hear whether or not you got a man or you got a woman.
I didn't watch.
That's what we did. That's what y'all signed Couples Couch up for? Is this what y'all really had to sit here and do?
No.
So now let's get into part 1 of the reunion show, also known as episode 13, maybe 14 for you and your DVR. I don't know.
Yeah.
OWN Network still hasn't gotten it together.
So I've been watching this whole season like this. And within like the first minute of the reel, I was like, okay.
Let's get into the reunion show part 1 now.
It took me some time to get to a place where you want me to be. Oh, now I'm ready. I'm ready to love. Oh, but I'm ready. I'm ready. You're gonna hit me in the head.
Just kidding.
I'm ready to date.
Part 1 of the reunion show opens up with 20 men and 20 women. Wait, 20 men. I
don't know what show you was watching.
Wait.
Now I know there's some people I didn't see. I thought there was some people getting kicked off that I never saw. Now I know. Yeah,
show
20 dudes walking down the street.
The show opens up with 20 men and women arriving to the reunion show to talk about everything that happened in the
Jeez. Yo, you speak about as well as that set was put together. We got 20-minute women sitting around to discuss what happened on the season while sitting in Pee-wee basketball bleachers.
I'm like having a stroke. You don't even care. I can't get my words out. And you're getting aggravated.
I am. I'm ready to go.
Okay, so they sit there. The 4 final couples sit front and center.
No, we need to talk about the set.
Okay, so they're sitting front and center on the velvet couches.
What velvet couches you see?
The ones that the 4 couples are sitting on. And I can't help but to look at the 2 LED lamps they got sitting in the back.
And then the curtains blocking out the warehouse that sitting there.
The curtains blocking out IKEA on the backside. They in IKEA, y'all.
They film in the restaurant lounge during the day, and they use the IKEA warehouse at night.
They had those meatballs that they serve in the back. Those IKEA meatballs. I'm done. This was the most.
Their dressing room, they had them all lined up. That was just an open bay.
This was the most low budget reunion show.
Tommy was using all the money for his jackets and his
all the Home Depot
leather pants he wore.
Chairs. Those Home Depot
his wife's ensemble she was wearing.
This was bad. I mean, this is worse than us singing the intro. They could have had us in there.
Oprah out here giving shows away like she gives trips away. You get a show. You get a show.
And then fund y'all on a shoestring budget with fold out chairs and a curtain. I'm telling you, IKEA's in the back. They was using those little napkins, you know, that IKEA sell with that little blue bag that everybody picks up to throw their stuff. Those were their parting gifts. Those little blue plastic bags.
They kept having people walk out and say, "I'm looking for K23."
had
an espresso. I need the espresso K23.
They had those carts that don't got no alignment.
Yeah.
Okay,
right,
we digress. The set was horrible. It was bad. It was bad. So, minus the set, the four final couples are sitting front and center, which are...
they had the rug.
On the set, it was bad. It was really bad. Like, it was terrible. So... The four couples included Chris and Amber, Joelle and Vernisha, Liz and Jason, and AJ and Kyra. They were sitting up front. We're going to find out what happened in this entire episode, things that we did not know. Plus, we're going to find out if the four remaining couples are together or where they're at with everything. So, first and foremost, they started with Amber and Chris.
Huh? We know AJ and Kyra aren't together no more.
We're going to find out where they stand today. So, AJ and Kyra.
Listen, I'll take the rest of the day off. I'll call it sick.
I'll go with you now. I'm with whatever you with.
You too. I ain't gonna make it for the rest of the day. I'm about to leave after lunch.
I'm with whatever you with. All right. So Amber and Chris are first up. They do a recap of their journey, their experience on the show. Whole time they're showing everything that's going on with Amber. I can't not see that snake on her shoulder. It's giving...
It's a dragon.
It's a snake. And it's like ugly. Like, why would you
ugly.
come with this snake on your shoulder? Meanwhile, Chris is sitting there with his grandmama's curtains all over his suit. Like, what is that? Chris totally had on Big Mama's good curtains to me. I mean,
no.
You don't think so?
He had on, like when you try to be bougie, you get the fancy Christmas ornaments, the white ones with the gold. That's exactly what it looked like.
Christmas.
It looked like a Christmas tree ornament.
I didn't like Amber's dress at all. I couldn't stay focused on the fact that they were together or weren't together because that is a rattlesnake.
They gotta be together.
That is totally a rattlesnake.
That jacket is the only thing that can keep that snake in check.
Rattlesnake.
If they're not together, that snake will terrorize.
I don't know why where do they sell stuff like this? How do these people
Somebody
find
she know made that.
This material? Where is this? This is not Joanne Fabrics. Like
somebody got a new sewing machine for Christmas.
They tried to
and they went to work. They gonna love this. You gonna kill them.
Yeah, they killed us. But they did confirm that they are still together. Chris said he didn't come all this way to have a second chance and ruin it by not doing right. So Amber and him are still together. Let's move on to the next scene. Next scene, Tommy recaps the journey of Kyra and AJ. They show how all the men at one point all wanted Kyra. Kyra said the men choosing her put her or had her have targets on her back, and she even thinks that is part of the communication breakdown that happened between her and Jason. Alexis said she felt some kind of way because all the men choosing Kyra and kind of made her feel like Kyra was saying or doing some things that maybe she wasn't really here for love and just trying to win at the end. I thought that's what this was about, was trying to make it to the end. Okay.
I told y'all this in week 2.
You did. Tommy mentions that there is clearly a leak in the gentleman's lounge, because how did anybody even know that Kyra was being the one chosen by all the men, which everybody know who the leak is within the group.
We all know who the leak is, but listen, the problem is thinking there's that many real dudes in a group. Like, you always gonna have snakes.
Oh, 1,000%.
Ron is just that. I've seen him.
Ron looking real suspect, like, who said that?
And you usually can weed those people out if y'all are true friends or like a true group.
Absolutely.
But because they don't hang out, they don't go play basketball.
They
can't
just
nobody
meet up at the gentleman's
catch
lounge.
him with an elbow and like self You know, that's how
And iron
dudes.
him out a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's how dudes would handle it. Like if you had, you wouldn't have to put up with a dude like that.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not.
You get rid of
that was that scene, but then they show
Take him
Kyra
out.
going backstage. She's going off saying she knows it was Ron who leaked all this information about all the men choosing her. She says that her and Ron have beef because he wanted to try to talk to her, but she didn't give him any play, and that's the kind of energy he started to bring from there. Vernisha tells all the women, like, y'all need to get it together. You know, get yourself together because at the end of the day, all the men here are full of it. I think she's going on some energy that she done been through too.
She finally is speaking the truth.
Yeah,
like,
she was like, don't.
And all you women ain't good either. Like, let's be honest.
And that was it for that scene. So let's move on to the next scene. Next scene is a super, super high level overview. Tressa sends in a video to say that she couldn't be there because she tested positive for COVID, but she said that she is still single and still ready to love in 14 days. After quarantine. That was it for that scene.
Ain't got nobody ready to love you.
Let's move on to the next scene. Their mask on and their PPE. Next scene shows Khalil and Christian talking about being eliminated on the first day. I barely remember the two of them. Christian said that he has been talking to somebody on the show, and apparently it is Andrea. She was also eliminated early on. I don't know why I can't get the words out. Christian says that they've been talking, but he hasn't asked her out on a date, so he stood up and asked her out, and she accepted and said yes, she would go on a date with him. Next, Khalil talks about where he's at and said that he has also been dating somebody on the show, and come to find out it's Ida. You know, we talked about Ida a lot this season.
Ida Brunch.
Ida, that's her last name now. Ida Brunch.
Ida Brunch.
She got voted off early on at brunch. She couldn't even get her biscuit down good.
And I see why. I see exactly why she got kicked off.
She had a lot of attitude.
So y'all been on quite a few days. Oh, well, okay.
So I said, hey, do you mind if I tell them that you're talking? He was like, yeah, no. Thank you.
I was trying to wait till the reunion. That made sense
You
to
don't do
me.
that without my consent.
Okay, I'm sorry. I take it back. Can we run it again?
So I'll tell you real fast. Khalil said that he has been talking to Ida, and Ida was like, well, I asked you, can I tell everybody? I didn't know we was going to tell everybody or go public right now. And he was like, he was like, well, I was waiting to the reunion show. She was like, no, that's not the thing. I asked you, can I tell everybody? And you said no.
Because I was talking to another chick that wasn't on the show.
And I didn't know when this was going
I wanted to see.
I was trying to line it up the right way. So she looked pissed, though. She was big mad.
She wasn't big mad. She just wants drama. She knows she wasn't on the original show, but until lunch or brunch.
Yeah.
And now she's trying to
create a
have
storyline.
something so she gets camera time. That's it.
Yeah, because, I mean, I don't know what she was getting so big mad for if you're only just dating the person or they went on a couple of dates or a few dates or whatever.
They hung out.
So anyway, Tommy was like, Khalil, you digging a deep hole for yourself. You need to say something nice about this lady. And he went on to say that she's very nice, amazing to hang out with. And she was like, I'm like, this is how you receive a compliment?
I did. You bald head, oddie body, bad attitude, and your breath stink. Fine. You want to know the truth? There you go. Roll your eyes at that.
Can't.
It's a reason you got kicked off at brunch. Couldn't nobody eat their lunch with you around in that hot breath.
I'm moving on to the next scene. Next scene, Ron and Chrysanthemum and Alexis recap their journey. Tommy says to Ron, I've been doing this show for 4 seasons now, and I have not had a man talk to a lady like that. Pretty much.
Or a dressing room.
He hasn't had a dressing room either. I haven't had a good set in 4 seasons. Okay, we digress.
You keep promising us a ballroom. Ending up in this warehouse.
Says he has not had a man talk to a lady like that. You have to have respect for women. Like, you can't come on here and tell people that tell women that you thought she was smarter than that. And he tried to like deflect and try to say it was because of AJ. AJ looking like, how I get in this? Like, I wasn't even at your elimination. and you want to drag me into
That's disrespectful.
this. Yeah.
I'm asking, like, am I supposed to feel like that was a horrible thing to say to a woman?
He was being snarky.
It's a game.
It's not horrible. I don't agree with him being snarky to her. No, I don't. You have to have some respect. Like, she wasn't being disrespectful to him. She was just eliminating him like everybody else got eliminated.
Somebody got to be disrespectful first in every altercation. I don't care. Listen, I'm here for a game. If y'all not picking me, I'm gonna say what I want. He didn't call her the B word. He didn't call her the C word. He didn't say he just said, I thought you were smarter than that. That's that bad? Well then,
it's not.
Don't let me on a game show.
It's not that it was that bad. It was just the fact that it was rude. It was rude. That was the point.
Well, then say it was rude. Don't sit here and act like he backhanded her. Right. I've been here for 4 years, and I've never seen anyone talk to a woman like that. Well, then you ain't had no real-ass contestants on here. Sometimes you say some things.
Because he's a real one.
Yeah. Sometimes you say some things. I'm not saying he's a real ass, but don't overblow what he said.
Okay, and I will. I will agree to the fact that
just because your show is dry, don't try and make drama.
Don't magnify a small situation.
I thought you were smarter than that.
It was rude. It
was an elegant way of calling her stupid. We can't call people stupid now?
It was rude. I do get that. But do I also feel like they magnified it and made him look like a monster because he said that? I also agree, yes.
And you don't have to do that. Like, the dude's jaw is this big and like he thinks he's a 10 and he's barely like a 6.75 maybe with all of his so-called assets, his suits, whatever. You're barely a 7, maybe on a good day. But you think you're a 10, which makes you a 6. Like, do the math, it works out.
We're talking about a whole bunch of stuff. I say yes, Ron was very rude, condescending. Yes,
gotta talk about make something up.
But it also wasn't that huge of a deal where they did make it seem like he cussed her out and got in her face and hemmed her up.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't all of that. So the way he had to enforce scores and 70 years ago.
Yeah, he didn't chin punch her or nothing. None of that.
So anyways, let's move on.
Tommy, why your set ain't got no furniture and look bare? Y'all keep taking wide shots. I thought you was smarter than that.
In the next scene, Ron says in the moment of elimination, he felt like jabs were being thrown at him, and that's why he said what he said, but he'll take accountability for his own actions, but he wants y'all to never forget that she did kind of provoke him a little bit to say what he said about her being smart or whatever. That's what triggered him. Chrysanthemum reveals that she didn't understand Ron's action because he told her that she was his number one, and she even met his mom. And everybody was blown away by, she met your mama and all this stuff. And he was like, well, Chrysanthemum lived right down the street and we're close to her. So we figured like we would just meet up and it would be cool for her to meet my mom. He didn't think it was like a big, huge deal. Everybody else felt like once you meet the mom, that's it. You're in. That means nothing.
Yeah, and that's why if you got a cool ass mom, you could
bring anybody.
Yeah,
and she'll be in on it.
Yeah, she'd be like, oh my God, I met his mom. You'd be like, you and your mom be like, I don't remember her name. And I ain't gonna see her again. Bring the next one.
Stop. So
that's all right.
So next they recap the moment when Ron reveals that he kissed Amber as a jab to Alexis. Ron said that he kissed Alexis. Not Alexis. Ron said he kissed Amber. Ron said he told Amber it's too much. There's too many people. I'm just used to a one-on-one. Okay. Ron said he told that to Alexis because Alexis kissed AJ and he felt some kind of way. So he was trying to jab her. So Ron says Amber has always been in his top 3 and they have been on many dates. Amber says many dates.
We've been on many dates.
Many days.
A couple days.
No, we haven't.
We're one.
How you go from many to one? You haven't been a man through this whole entire process. You lied to
It
Alexis.
was like, okay, a couple. She was like, a couple? That's not true. Okay, one. It's like, wait a second. Ron, I just tried to have your back in the last scene about how they over magnified things with you, but you a whole ass lie.
Yes.
You can't be this way. Like, you can't go from many to one date.
He got the truth and the lie all in that jar. He can spit out whichever one he wants.
So then Amber ironed him out. Pretty much was like, you're lying a whole lot right now. Ron turns around behind, goes backstage and tells Jason that he's the victim. Literally used this word. I'm the victim because Alexis cheated on me with AJ. And Jason tells him, you just need to own up to the things that you did wrong and just go from there. I didn't know that he felt cheated on and felt like a victim.
How
I
do
thought
you
this
feel
was a
cheated
show.
on? What? It's a show where we supposed to date multiple people. Did you read the instructions to this show?
Did you read your contract?
Yeah. Did they explain the directions to you? Do you know how this works?
I don't think he knows how this works at all. Because I'm like, okay, how did you
get
cheated on?
When they told him
Go in one jaw, out the other.
They go in one ear through the jaw and out the other ear.
And that was it for that scene because Ron was being teamed too much by himself. The next two scenes are super, super high level overviews. They talk about the touching moments that happened in the show where the guys cried and was vulnerable. Moving on. That's all they talked about in that scene. Next scene, freaking Frack shows up to the couch to talk about their friendship. They say they both are really, really close, and the guys say they didn't want to be involved with them because they felt like being involved with either one of them, information was going to go back to each other, and they just didn't feel confident that they would be confidential with things. So they just didn't want to put themselves even in that situation with either one of them. And that was that. Actually, that was not that. Stacy Frick, or we can call her Frack, whichever one you want to label her as. Stacy said that she is dating right now, and Chrysanthemum has met her guy. Chrysanthemum said that she's dating multiple people, and she's living the life.
It looked like it.
That bodysuit. So that was it for their scenes. Let's move on to the next few scenes. Next scene shows AJ, Alexis, and Kyra talking about their journey. AJ said the connection with each of the ladies was different and genuine, but ultimately he had to send Alexis home because he didn't want to feel like he was the rebound from Ron, because Ron was initially her number one. AJ asked Ron directly, how do you think that I treated Alexis badly? Because earlier on in the episode, Ron made the accusation that AJ treated Alexis badly off camera. In some situation, they were out hanging out, and I guess AJ said he wanted to hang out with Alexis, and she decided to sit in a corner somewhere and wait for him. AJ never came to where she was waiting for him. I guess she waited for hours or something. And he said, yeah, it was his bad. He was downstairs hanging out with the fellas and just never went up there to spend any time with Alexis. And Ron said he had to go and talk to Alexis and tell her, that ain't right, how he's doing you and all this other stuff. Such a sidebar. I didn't really feel like it held any real weight on anything. So that was that. And then Alexis, AJ said he had a hard time making the decision to eliminate Alexis because he really did like her, but he chose Kyra because every time she entered the room, his spirit, made him lit up. Like, he could feel like that was the girl for him versus the vibe he got with Alexis. Like, the vibe was stronger with him and Kyra than it was for him and Alexis. What are you making all these screw faces?
I'm trying to get through it.
I know. On decision day, I may turn into Married at First Sight. On decision day, AJ said he chose Kyra and Kyra chose herself. She said she chose herself because she loves hard and she didn't want to have any questions as to who she would, be with. Like, she wants to make sure that's who she wants to be with. Kyra said after her experience Her and AJ continued to date. Kyra said she went out of the country, but continued to talk to AJ every day while she was gone. And while Kyra was gone, I guess Alexis had a birthday. She DM'd AJ asking him, was any of this real? You know, that happened on the show. AJ said all of it was real, and they went out on a date for her birthday. They kissed, took pictures. Kyra's still away out of the country, comes back and finds out that they had a date, and I guess that kind of did it for her. AJ said that he is still in dating mode, so he didn't feel like he did anything wrong because she said she didn't want a relationship with him. So he said he didn't feel like it was inappropriate. He said he also feels like, what's her name? Kyra told him that she didn't want to be in a relationship, but he's supposed to just still sit there emotionally on a standby, you know, until she's ready to go there. And he was like, that wasn't fair to him.
It's the reason all these people are single.
This is a lot to say. Now you see why I get so confused? It's too much. It's too much.
Who cares?
Nobody.
This is like, yo, if you always got problems in your relationship, it's this reason right here. If you're what's her name? Alexis?
Kyra and Alexis.
If you're Alexis, once the man didn't pick you over Kyra,
why are you asking him, is
be
it real?
done all the way. Cut it off all the way. Kyra, once you tell somebody you don't want to be with them, don't be with them no more.
Stop continuing to date him after you done told him, man, you don't want to date him. Like, how does that make sense?
Stupid.
Make it make sense. Like,
y'all dumb, and there's a reason y'all this old and single.
that was the end. No, it wasn't. I'm just kidding.
I'm about to leave.
In the final, let's just talk about the final few scenes of this episode. In the final few scenes of this episode, Tommy asked AJ, which one of these ladies are you interested in? AJ said it's not Alexis. AJ said Kyra made her decision to choose herself, but expect him to stay in the same place emotionally where she left him, and that's not fair. So Tommy says, Kyra, you heard all this? You still I'm trying to keep him in the show. Are you still interested in dating AJ? Right when she was about to answer, Tommy says,
in continuing to date AJ? Yes or no? Hold on.
We're out of time. Y'all gonna have to come back next week. I'm tired.
I won't.
And that was the end of part 1, the reunion show.
All right. As always, thank you for liking, notify, click buttons. Peace.
Wait. So before you go, I wanted to make note that next week's episode, or part 2 of the reunion show, it appears that Vernisha and Joelle may not actually be together. She made a comment saying that he spent more time with frickin' Frack, where'd they come from, than he did with her, and he was pretty much acting like he was single. So that's what's to come in the part 2 of the reunion show. So I'm interested to see what happened.
That makes one of us.
Please be sure to hit the like button to support our channel.
Notify, ring the bell, and all that.
Let us know what you think of part 1 of this reunion show. Drop your comment in the comment section below. We would love to hear from you. Did you think this was worth the watch? I want to know that. Did you really think anybody was really going to stay together? Do you think these relationships are even real? Do you think these people are not all just talking to each other when they're not around anyway, each other?
And do y'all think I'll ever watch the show again?
I am not. Also, be the like button and be sure to subscribe to support our channel. We are growing. We thank you so much for watching. We thank you so much for bearing with us while we try to enjoy our summer, because this ain't it.
No.
This show ain't it.
Kamar, I asked Kamar about.
We haven't asked each other. Let's
do
be
we need
fair.
a review? No.
I know it's hard to come up here and review Ready to Love because it just don't make no good sense.
No.
We got one more piece, and I'm trying my darndest to just knock it out this weekend for you guys.
And y'all don't know, she loves the fans, because the thing she's having to trade and bargain with me to get me to sit here with it.
The barter system is real over here. I'm telling y'all, I'm doing it for y'all. Y'all don't even know. I can't with him. All right, we thank you guys for watching. We will see you guys in the next episode for part 2 of this reunion show review. You gone? Oh, it's not. You're not angry. It's just your face.
That's right.
Bye, you guys.
I am angry.
Okay, we get it. Bye.
Deuce.